Hello and welcome to this week's video. Lots more progress this week in our little corner of Scotland. For those of you that are new here, I'm Tracy Perks and this is the start of my creative studio. I am going to show you a bit more about what we've been doing this week. Still no sewing, but I do have a project on a made up worktop. So I will show you that, and I'm going to show you the absolute chaos. I'm just perched on some boxes at the minute. And yeah, I'm going to talk to you about what's been happening this week. So first, I'm going to show you the absolute mess of my studio, and I love it. I love it already. It's going to be bursting with colour, and yeah, it's a mess. But I just want to show you the behind the scenes because not everything's perfect. Now, I have done a bit of a backtrack on the furniture. I got this romantic notion that I would love to have some old furniture in here and paint it all bright. But yeah, I've completely backtracked on that now. So getting the furniture up here is going to be pretty difficult anyway, the kind of pieces that I was thinking of. And I do have a trip back down to Milton Keynes this week. So I'm going to go to IKEA and I'm going to be sensible and I'm going to get some of the Kallax units and the Billy bookcases. That's it. I'll get there in the end. And yeah, I'm going to measure this up properly before I go because it needs to be functional and I can make it pretty and bright with all the other stuff that I can put on the walls and that. Right, let me show you the mess that I absolutely love. So we're going to start off over here. This is the office area. I don't know if you remember from last week, I said this is where I was going to put my desk. My dad gave me this desk. My dad's given us loads of stuff, actually. It's been amazing. So this is the desk area and we are going to shove that up into that corner at some point. But wasn't sure I could get my big bum and my chair in that little space safely with that hole there. So yeah, the sewing machine's on there for the minute. So my beautiful Janome, and because that's probably the safest place for it to be. Haven't done any sewing yet. I have made a little stationery thing. I treated myself to that. So that's in a light pink. Got my colour cards there, my Aurifil colour cards, colour swatch card thing, because I'm working on the next mystery box. We've got the printer there, the stationery is underneath there somewhere, and there is a box full of just stuff. So I've got my Yazzie bag there, tucked behind the little ironing board. That's got all my rulers safely and my cutting mats. I do need to get them straight on a flat surface at some point. There's my lovely Janome box. So that's going to go in the attic there somewhere, all wrapped up nicely. And then here we are in the main part of the studio. It's not as bad as it looks, honestly. So I got this unit from the reuse centre at Stranraer. And it's on wheels, and I just thought it was £7.50. I've cleaned it up, and I thought that's just going to be perfect to wheel about. So at the minute, I've got my Lisso iron on there and a random bobbin, which I'll talk to you about probably at another time or maybe later today. I needed a bit of brightness, so I don't know if you remember me making this bow. I made this at one of the retreats, so that's going to go up on that back wall, I think on the back wall. I might make another one. It's a lot cooler today. It does get hot up here. I do wish that I could afford to have bigger windows, but I can't. So I think I need to just invest in getting a decent fan. So this corner here is stock. Some of the stock, so Aurifil threads. I've got some more over there on the Kallax unit. And then I've got boxes of, I don't really know what's in these boxes, but they said first trip and sewing room. I've got a bag here of odds and ends of batting and my last project that I was working on with my group down in Bedford. I've got a bag there full of interfacing. And then this is where the Calex units hopefully are going to stay. So I went to the reuse centre and I bought what I thought was a solid wood door. It's not, but that's okay. Mr. Perks is going to cut that down for me to size, give it a sand down and paint it probably white or what other paint that he can find. He's also going to build that up as well. He bought some fence posts, 4x4 fence posts. So he's going to build that up because I thought that would be nice to have probably a little area underneath the bench so I could just put things when I'm filming and that. On this back wall here, these blue bags are what I've got my fabric bolts in. So there's quite a lot of fabric there it stayed protected in those bags. So that's really good. Here is Vac Pack quilts, and I need to take this one with me down to Sewing Street because that's got the Christmas quilt in it and the Christmas projects as well. I love this sign, Show Pony. That's going to go up here on this back wall at the top, and I'm just trying to think where I got it from. I think it's my friend Estelle. It's one of her designs. I love it. Just so bright. I've got boxes of fabric sort of scattered around. I don't have all of them here with me, to be honest. I'm not sure if I'm going to still use that, storage method, but I think for now I probably will, because at least they're away and they're tidy and they're not getting covered in dust. Down here are boxes of books, sewing books, so I'm eager to get those out and all in one place, because to be honest, when I was on the boat they weren't all in the same place, so that'd be nice to have a proper little library. I did manage to come up here a couple of mornings ago when it was a bit cooler, and I just had to create something. So even though I've not done any sewing, I had this idea. I went to Gatehouse on the Fleet, is that right? And there's a mill there, and we went in there. This is when we were on holiday before we'd bought the cottage, which is just up the road. And I went in there and I saw this display which used these bobbins. So I found the bobbins, bought them on eBay. I bought about 10, and I want to make a sign to go up just there. Now, my original thought was to go with the bright pink as the word quilt. This is a prototype, and I would love to do a class in this at some point. But I went with the orange because I love orange, and now I'm wishing I'd gone with the pink. But I think I can zhuzh it up a bit. There'll be more to come on this, but I just needed to do something for me that I wasn't actually filming, if that makes sense. Coming up this week is my book launch on Sewing Street. So if you are in the UK, well, even if you're not in the UK, you can watch it on YouTube. You can watch it on Facebook, Sky. Yeah, there's lots of different ways to watch Sewing Street. So I'm on the 21st of July. So that's Tuesday at 8 o'clock with John Scott. So we're going to be talking all things book, all things Christmas, and I need to try and find my Christmas glittery top somewhere to wear on the show. So as you can see, there's lots of chaos, but it's my chaos, and that's absolutely fine. And I always say that, don't I? It's my chaos. Yeah, and in the midst of all of this, I decided to go out full rebrand as well for my business, because I thought, well, I need to change things on the website. So no longer on the boats, update all of that. And then I've just been going, I don't think the colours that I've chosen reflect me as a person. So I've been working with a brand expert, and I messaged her, was it last week, the week before, and went, I just need to go brighter. I need to go brighter. And she was like, yes, bring it on. So, yeah, I'll just show you on screen some of the new branding, but the website is virtually done. I might miss the odd page, but I just thought, while I can't get up here and sew, I still need to be doing stuff. I still need to be working. So let's do the rebrand. I'm really, really happy with it. And yeah, I just loving that sort of like mid-century modern with a little odd little bursts of stars and diamonds. So You'll see a lot of that in the branding going forward. On to cottage life. We both went into town the other day and then decided to do a slight detour just to see what is around us. And this gorgeous loch is probably about 25 minutes away from us. So we got out and I decided to have a little paddle because it was ridiculously hot. Yeah, it was great. I found out that there was a car boot sale on in Kirkcudbright, and we went over there on Sunday. Didn't really get anything. It was quite pricey, but we did get this plant that Mr. Perks is carrying around with him. The car boot was actually in the harbour, so the views were stunning, and we went round this castle called MacLellan's Castle. We thought we'd just have a wander around the garden and have a look because it wasn't that big, and then somebody said, "Oh, you can go inside. It's free to go inside." Videoing, you nutter. So I recovered from being scared to nearly to death by Mr. P. The castle was built in 1582 by Sir Thomas MacLellan. Apparently, he demolished the local convent to use the stones to build his castle. As you can see, it's in a bit of disrepair and it's now being preserved by Historic Environment Scotland. It's got this interesting herb garden and there was little labels on everything telling you what their medicinal uses were. Back at home, we're in the garden and just pottering around. Well, I'm recording actually, and Mr. P's doing all the work as normal. Oh, let's have a look.
So yeah, very root bound, which means it's a healthy plant. That was 12 quid. So
12 quid from the car boot sale. Going into its new pot there, which was made somewhere. We bought this pot somewhere near John O'Groats. So yeah, I can't remember the name of the artist, the potter who made it, but back in Scotland.
Did you say it was near John O'Groats?
I think it was near John O'Groats, yeah. It was at a MOD, like an old MOD place, and there's lots of artists there.
Yeah, Second World War, like army barracks. No, that'll do fine. As you don't cover up the base of the plant, it'll be fine.
Okay. All right, Mr. Greenfingers, thank you.
Go near the fireplace, don't cover up the bottom of the plant, and probably I'll give it a year or so and it'll outgrow that pot.
Oh right.
So we'll put it in a double-sized pot, and it'll get so big, Trace will get fed up with it because it'll be up to the ceiling.
No, don't want it that big. We also bought a pear tree from Kirkcudbright. We went to the car boot sale and bought the Monstera plant and the cheese plant, yeah. And this was outside a shop.
Now, we went to a garden centre the other day and they were selling apple trees and pear trees and such of about this height. They had a bit more foliage on the top and they were £110. Outside this hardware shop in Kirkcudbright, this was, which made me stop, this was £3.99.
Yeah, £3.99.
So it's been proper pruned and nurtured off a mature tree. And what you do, you wrap, you cut it, you wrap soil around it, and then you wrap cling film,
yeah,
cling film all the way around it. You wait till it grows and gets roots in it, and then you can plant it like that. And that's how they do cultivation of a new apple tree.
Or pear tree.
Or pear tree, as in this case it's a pear tree.
Yeah, so £3.99, it's like, it's worth having a go at rather than spending 100 quid plus on a tree. So we will see. Thank you so much for watching this week's show. If you did like it, please press the like button, the subscribe button if you don't already subscribe to my channel, and press the hype button because that gets me out in front of even more people. So thank you. I do appreciate that.